Hey guys, what's up? How are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another live stream. Live from Charlotte in North Carolina. What's up, Jacob? What's up, Nijat? Nijat, maybe. I'm not very good at pronouncing names. How are you guys doing today? Good? Did you guys kill it today? Put CRM in number 2, please. Okay. Jacob is asking about VLO. Sure, absolutely. Saludos from Houston, Eddie. Welcome, Eddie. Eddie 713. Where are you guys located at? I am in North Carolina, Charlotte. It's a beautiful city. You guys should drop by sometime and let me know. Canada, Calgary. Wow, that's pretty far away, bro. Awesome. Good. Please drop a comment down below and let me know what stocks you guys want me to go over. Okay? And in the meantime, I am going to make a summary about what happened today in the markets. It feels like today we had some sort of red day and negative day in the markets. And actually the way that the trading session was closed was actually bearish in minor time frames. But today we had a mixed day in the markets, guys. But the tech sector pulled back and it felt like, for some people, I guess, it felt like the end of the world. So get this, guys. If we take a look at the major indices, the Russell 2000 went up today 1%. Very solid day for small caps. The Nasdaq went down 1.08%. The Dow went down 0.86%. I think that the Dow Jones Industrial Average has been going down for 8 consecutive trading sessions. I'm thinking, guys. So we might see some sort of relief rally in the case of the Dow sooner rather than later. In the case of the Dow Jones, obviously, guys, CRM trades inside the Dow Jones. And obviously, it was very negative for the Dow having CRM trading inside this index, because you guys know that CRM got absolutely killed today, and the S&P 500 went down 0.60%. If we take a look at the sectors, take a look at these, guys. The majority of the sectors that trade inside the S&P 500 went up today. Real estate up 1.44%. Utilities up 1.35%. Materials up 0.81%. Industrials up 0.68%. Consumer discretionary up 0.59%. The financial sector, this is a very important sector inside the S&P 500, went up 0.54%. So the only two sectors that went down today were communication services. When we talk about communication services, we're talking about Netflix, Meta, and technology, obviously, the tech sector. So we had, in general terms, today we had a positive trading session, guys, in the markets. And it felt like, like an ugly trading session. And take a look at the price action that we saw in the case of the SPY, of the ETF of the S&P 500. So the SPY went down today 0.66%, and it closed the trading session at $522.61. This wasn't a good class, a good close at all, guys, in minor time frames. So this white line that you guys are seeing over here is the 5-day moving average, and this pink line is the 20-day moving average. So both moving averages were broken to the downside, and the SPY actually closed the trading session below the 20-day moving average. So here's the deal. If we didn't have the core PCE data report or whatever that thing is coming out tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so pre-market, I would be talking about potential more downside here in the case of the SPY. But keep in mind, guys, that this core PCE, whatever bullshit that report is about, is supposedly the preferred inflation gauge of the Federal Reserve. So whatever is going to happen in tomorrow's trading session is going to depend upon whatever that core PCE report shows at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this was not a good close for the bulls. But if that report happens to come out tomorrow, guys, softer than expected, guess what is going to happen? At least in the first hours of the trading session. By the way, this is what the markets are waiting for. Excuse me, let me have a sip of coffee here. It's been a long day for me, guys. You know, the way that this works, I do live stream for the guys of my Patreon throughout the whole trading session. So when I go live for you guys on Thursdays, I am super tired, you know, like exhausted. So if you guys happen to notice any mistakes here and there throughout the stream, I do apologize for that. Okay, so I was going to show you okay, the core PCE. Let me see. Take a look. So the core PCE is expected to come out reflecting an increase month over month of 0.3%. This is bullshit, obviously, but that's not a subject that we're going to be discussing during this stream. And year over year, the core PCE is expected at 2.8%. It is expected to reflect tomorrow an increase year over year of 2.8%. Say that this report comes out, I would say, like better cooked than expected, because all of these inflation reports, guys, are absolutely cooked. Who can believe, guys, and most of us live in the US, who can believe, guys, that the accumulated inflation year over year in this country is 2.8%? Do you guys believe that this information is reliable? Does any of you guys believe that the accumulated inflation in the US on an annual basis is 2.8%? I mean, we can't make this up. So we don't care about whatever the report is going to say. What we do care about is the reaction of the markets, whatever the price action says. But obviously, this report is going to be moving the tape a lot pre-market. So say that this core PCE tomorrow comes out reflecting an increase month over month of 0.2%. Forget about this close, guys, which was not, again, and I just said this was not a good close for the bulls. But if this report happens to come out, say, I don't know, 0.2%, the initial reaction is going to be positive, like 1,000,000% guaranteed. Maybe a positive reaction ends up being some sort of gap and crap. That could happen. If that is the case, you guys know that I am going to be very active on Discord. I'm letting you guys know the most important levels of interest of the SPY. But today's close wasn't a good one. But whatever is going to happen tomorrow, at least during the first hours of the trading session, is going to depend on this core PCE bullshit report, whatever it is. So you need to keep in mind that tomorrow I am going to be posting my pre-market commentary later than usual. You guys know that I am usually posting on Discord my pre-market commentary at around 8 a.m. But tomorrow we're going to have to wait for this report to come out. And after the report comes out and Mrs. Market does whatever she's going to do, then I am going to be posting my pre-market commentary a bit before the opening bell rings. So that is something that you need to keep in mind. Other than that, guys, and if we put aside the core PCE report that is coming out tomorrow, today the bears made progress over here, guys. And if you remember, I told you last week on Thursday, when I went live for you guys last time, I told you that way back then the SPY was looking super bullish, and I told you I think that we have another leg lower coming up for the markets. And take a look, you know. Last Thursday was when? Let me see. So this was, okay, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Friday. Take a look. So last Thursday, guys, we were, let me see, I think that we were trading near $532-ish. And 1 week later, the SPY is down almost 2% from the level that it had last Thursday. But again, guys, if the core PCE report comes out tomorrow better cooked than expected, the initial reaction could be positive. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, guys. It is going to be an interesting day for sure. Hey brother, you nailed the SPY target. Thanks. Kiko Stocks, Anon Omis. Welcome, guys. Okay, let's start with individual stocks. So I am seeing some requests about CRM. So let's go over CRM. Let's take a look. This stock got killed today. Wow, take a look. What a disaster, guys. So I think that CRM had its worst day in, I don't know, in 10 years or something like that, or 12 years. So CRM went down today 19%. We can round it up, 19.74%, 20%. And it closed the trading session at $218.01. So it went down today $53. Obviously, guys, what you guys can see over here is a very ugly looking chart. Today we almost saw a test of this blue line that I am pointing out with my mouse. This is none other than the 100-week moving average. It is a very important moving average. So if we happen to see a test of this moving average tomorrow near $210, maybe we could see buyers stepping in. Ideally, guys, when we see a stock of a company, or when we see the reaction of the markets to, say, either an earnings report or maybe bad news that came out, okay, and that took the market participants by surprise. So whenever we see this kind of drop, like the one that we saw today, like so massive, and if we are talking about a stock that has an important institutional participation, which happens to be the case of Salesforce, this stock even trades inside the Dow Jones. So the ideal scenario is waiting for at least 2 or 3 trading sessions before trying to buy the dip. That is the ideal situation, okay? Why? Well, because whenever we see a drop like the one that we saw today in Salesforce, institutions take from 2 up to 3 days, or take from 2 up to 3 trading sessions in order to make a decision about what they are going to do, in regard to that position. So that is exactly the case of Salesforce. So I'm thinking that if Salesforce is going to keep dropping, it is very likely to start to find a bottom. Maybe it found a bottom today. Maybe it is bottoming out over here at around 200. What was the low today? Let me see. Maybe Salesforce. Yeah, maybe Salesforce is bottoming out at $212. But in order to have a better perspective, a better idea of some sort of support, or some sort of kind of reliable support for Salesforce, we need to wait for at least 2 or 3 trading sessions so institutions can figure out what are they going to be doing with Salesforce. Maybe they decide to buy the dip. Maybe they decide to close their positions entirely, or maybe partially. We don't know. So ideally, you want to wait for 2 or more trading sessions before buying the dip over here. And obviously, guys, and this is something that I have told you on multiple occasions, since this chart as of now is broken from a technical standpoint, ideally we want to see some sort of strength, okay, coming from buyers before starting a position on Salesforce. So to the downside, guys, the only potential level of support that I can call out here is $210. And a positive sign when it comes to buyers, like kind of stepping in the case of CRM, would be recapturing $224. Let me pull up here a major time frame. There you go. So take a look, guys. $224 happens to be a previous resistance for Salesforce back from September of last year. And this is also a previous resistance back from May of, or I can say late May of last year. So this is a previous level of resistance that today couldn't act as support. So if we happen to see CRM recapturing $224, that could be signaling that we have buyers stepping in over here and starting to get interested in CRM or Salesforce. So these are the two levels that I can call out now. Again, the 100-week moving average near $210, or maybe Salesforce recapturing $224 approximately. Let me take a look at the market structure of CRM. Let's see, what do we have over here? Salesforce. While I take another sip of coffee. All right. So take a look, guys. This is, I always show you the market structures of the stocks that I go over on my streams. So this is a market structure chart. What do we see over here? Demand and supply. Okay, demand buyers, supply sellers. So on top of this chart, you guys can see the demand. And at the bottom, you guys can see the demand or buyers, and at the bottom you guys can see the supply or sellers. So take a look at the demand, guys. It is going down, and the supply is also going down. So we have some sort of tie between buyers and sellers over here. Okay, so this market structure chart could be potentially signaling that maybe, okay, CRM isn't going to go lower than $210. So maybe this 100-week moving average could be acting as support if it happens to be tested. If this 100-week moving average happens to be broken to the downside, guys, this is good night Irene for CRM. If that is the case, that would be I would say a major sign that we have even lower prices coming up for over here for Salesforce, guys. What about its 52-week low? $193. Yeah, Salesforce could be heading down to $193 if $210 happens to be broken to the downside. But since Salesforce is still trading above $210, and since the market structure is showing some sort of tie between buyers and sellers, I am not going to be kind of calling out that Salesforce is heading down to $193, but $210 is going to be a very important level for Salesforce. Maybe we can, I don't know, get puts if Salesforce happens to break $210 to the downside. But again, long story short, guys, this is a stock that is widely owned by institutions, so you need to wait at least for 1 or 2 more trading sessions before making a trading decision over here, okay? Let me take a look at some anchor VWAPs in the case of Salesforce, CRM. Let's see, CRM, okay. Well, okay, let's see. Let me display an anchor VWAP from its second to last earnings report. Take a look, guys. We have a lot of people losing money here. Like a lot, huh? Let me, okay. So these are anchor volume weighted average price lines. I am going to display another anchor VWAP from the first trading session of this year, which happens to be Jan 2nd, okay? And take a look, guys. So the market participants that started positions on Salesforce from the first, or since I can say, the first trading session of this year. So those market participants have an average price of $279. They are losing money over here big time. Take a look at this other anchor VWAP that I am pointing out with my mouse. This is an anchor VWAP that comes from March from March 1st, when Salesforce hit its most recent all-time highs. Is that an all-time highs for Salesforce? Let me pull up here a major time frame. I think it is. Yeah, all-time highs. Okay, perfect. Good. So these market participants that started positions on a CRM since this stock hit all-time highs or from its most recent all-time highs. So those market participants have an average price of $277. And yeah, and take a look at how the most recent all-time highs coincides with the second to last earnings report of Salesforce. So we have a lot of people losing money here, guys. So this pretty much implies that if we happen to see some sort of acceptable recovery in the case of Salesforce, we are going to see a lot of areas or levels of overhead supply acting as potential areas of resistances, okay? Or potential areas of resistance. And why? Well, because we have a lot of bag holders all over the place over here losing money on Salesforce. And from a psychological standpoint, guys, the average market participant, when they are losing money and the stock of that company happens to pull up or happens to recover, whenever the average market participant sees a position breaking even, they tend to close that position either breaking even or with, the lesser loss possible. So this is going to be a tough one for Salesforce in order to, let's say, take a look, in order to maybe eventually revert this major downtrend that we are seeing as of now on the 4-hour chart. So these are the levels that I would be keeping an eye on. 224, 210. We'll see what happens with Salesforce. 212-ish. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Correct. Okay, let's keep going, guys. Any other stocks you want me to go over? I had a first request, VLO. Okay, let's go over VLO. There. So Valero, it went down today 2.41% and it closed the trading session at $150.90. Not a good looking chart, guys. So Valero is trading as of now below the 20-day moving average, below the 5-day moving average. The bulls weren't able to hold today as support this upward sloping 100-day moving average. So not a good looking chart. In clear control of sellers in minor time frames. In order to go long Valero here, guys, I would have to see buyers showing some strength, maybe recapturing this 100-day moving average near $152. Say that the bulls can recapture and consolidate above $152. This could be signaling that they are gathering momentum in order to fill the next important gap up to the 20-day moving average near $159. So from $154 up to $158, this could represent a 3% profit trade. So this would be the only way in which I would be interested in starting a long position in the case of Valero. And I would even think about grabbing puts here, guys, because this would be the quote-unquote bull case. What happens if Valero happens to recapture this 100-day moving average and the bulls fail at doing so? So say that you guys see Valero testing $153-ish approximately, and if the bulls aren't able to recapture that level, then we could be easily grabbing puts over here, because if that is the case, we have room down to the 200 DMA, 200-day moving average, $142 approximately. And take a look at how this 100-day moving average happens to coincide with a previous level of resistance back from mid-March, and also with a previous level of support back from mid-May. So very important level for the bulls of Valero over here, near $154-ish approximately, in order to try to regain control of Valero in minor time frames. Let me take a look at the market structure of VLO. And by the way, guys, whenever you are going to try to take a trade with oil-related stocks, such as Valero, you need to keep an eye on oil, necessarily, okay? You need to monitor whatever oil is doing, because most of these stocks pretty much track whatever oil is doing. Okay, when it comes to the market structure, on top of this chart, you guys can see the demand, and at the bottom, you guys can see the supply, demand buyers, supply sellers. So the demand is pretty much flat, okay, but the level of the demand is a bit higher relative to the level of the supply, and the supply is starting to go down. So we have a market structure. So over here, we can visualize an imbalance between the demand and the supply that is favoring the buyers, that is favoring the bulls. So Valero above the 100-day moving average, above $153.50, $154. I would be maybe willing to give it a shot. Okay. Let me see some anchor VWAPs in the case of Valero. Let's see. VLO. I don't have any anchor VWAPs here. So let me display an anchor VWAP from the all-time highs of Valero, $164. And from its most recent earnings report, let me see. Take a look. $159. So we have buyers trapped over here at $164. These are the market participants that started positions on Valero when it hit its most recent all-time highs at $183. This was back on April 8th. And we can also see buyers trapped at around $164. So these market participants started positions on Valero from its last earnings report, which was posted on April 25th. So these are potential levels of overhead supply. Okay. So we have 165. So that would be the level in which we could be thinking about taking profits if we start a position above $155. So the first potential profit taking level would be $160, the 20-day moving average. And if Valero happens to burst above this 20-day moving average, then maybe there could be a second gap to the upside up to this anchor VWAP that comes from the most recent earnings report of Valero, near $164 approximately. Can you give your thoughts on Nvda? Sure, absolutely. I'll do it. 100%. Okay, so there you go. That's my take on Valero. Let me take a look at Nvda. Okay, today we got bad news into the closing bell, guys. I think that the Biden administration is going, or is thinking, I don't know, maybe this isn't confirmed. Maybe I have the news here, guys. Let's see. Nvda, Microsoft, shadow, enhance, ship sell. Okay, there you go. So the U.S. is planning on banning chip sales to the Middle East by Nvda and AMD, conducting national security review amid concerns of diversion to China. And they're also slowing issuance of licenses to chip makers. There you go. How about that, right? So I don't know, guys. This news that we got today on Nvda is kind of something that the markets haven't thought about, because the markets already know that Nvda isn't going to be able to sell their AI chips to China. So that is kind of already, discounted. But what about Nvda not being able to sell its AI chips to, I don't know, anyone else, for instance? So this is something that maybe the markets need to digest. And obviously, guys, and I am going to circle back to what I told you, in the beginning of this live stream. Whatever technical analysis that I carry out today is going to depend on whatever happens tomorrow with the core PCE, okay? That is going to be a market mover for sure. So I don't know, if the core PCE happens to come out way hotter than expected and stuff like that, then we are going to see downwards pressure in general terms. Maybe not in the case of Valero. Valero is could be an inflation hedge because it is an oil-related stock and stuff like that. But other than let's say inflation-related stocks, we could see downwards pressure, obviously, right? Or on the flip side, a positive reaction across the board if the core PCE happens to come out better than expected. In the case of Nvda, it went down today 3.77% and it closed the trading session at $1,105. So this is a good looking chart, guys. Nothing to complain about it. I think that Nvda, yeah, take a look. So today the 5-day moving average, this white line that you guys can see over here, was broken to the downside. The bulls were able to recapture it into the closing bell. So this is a technical chart that is under the total control of buyers in minor time frames, in major time frames, all over the place. So I cannot make any bearish case over here. If the bulls can consolidate and hold this 5-day moving average as support, so if they can trade above $1,000 or $1,100, say, then this could be signaling that they are gathering momentum in order to make another push higher, in order to fill this gap up to the most recent all-time highs of Nvda at around $1,156. So that could very well be in the cards. And if this 5-day moving average is broken to the downside, keep an eye on $1,060, guys. This is a previous resistance back from May 23rd that could be acting as a new support if tested. Since the stock split is going to be carried out next Friday at market close, I don't see much downside here, guys. I don't know, maybe, the core PCE tomorrow comes out super, hotter than expected and stuff like that, and we see a massive sell-off across the board. Then Nvda could be affected, obviously, by that situation. But $160 is broken to the downside. The next important support would be $968. So these are the three levels that I would be keeping an eye on. But we have a lot of market participants interested in having 100 shares of Nvda once the stock split is carried out. Not next week, but the week after that, because the stock split is going to be effective. Not next Monday, but the Monday after that, correct? So I don't see much downside here, guys. Yeah, maybe we see $162. Maybe we have a massive sell-off in the market and we see a test of these previous all-time highs of Nvda near $967. But I don't see Nvda going lower than $967, guys, to be honest with you. I don't see this happening. A very good-looking chart, guys. This company is killing it. The demand for Nvda chips is massive. They are posting very good earnings reports, and I don't know, maybe unexpected news comes out, such as the one that we got today, with the Biden administration thinking about prohibiting Nvda from selling its AI chips to the Middle East and stuff like that. So unless something super unexpected happens, I don't see much downside here. And I would be a buyer of the dip here. At $160, guys, I would be grabbing some shares of Nvda, more likely than not. Let's see the market structure of Nvda. Let's see. 5:24 p.m. Let's see Nvda. Let me see. Excuse me, guys. Okay, take a look. So the demand through the roof. Remember, guys, this is a market structure chart. On top of this chart, you guys can see the demand, buyers, and at the bottom, sellers, supply. Take a look at the demand through the roof. And take a look at the supply going down. This market structure chart suggests that we have higher prices on tech for Nvda, guys. Maybe a retest of these all-time highs. Maybe tomorrow, maybe on Monday, or throughout next week. And I am not going to... I can show you guys some anchor VWAPs over here, but we don't have any important areas of overhead supply. from an anchor volume weighted average price line standpoint. So we don't have any buyer trap here, guys. Take a look. So the market participant, I mean, let me see if I can display an anchor VWAP from this high $1,149. What do I get? Let me see. I don't know, $1,128. So this is a previous all-time highs of for Nvda that was hit 2 days ago, say $1,148. And these market participants that bought shares of Nvda at $1,148, so they have an average price as of now of something like $1,130. We didn't have any buyers trapped over here, guys, or maybe only a few, you know. So what this implies is that pretty much everyone that ever started a position on Nvda is making money as of now. So if this hype for the stock split keeps going, we didn't have important levels of overhead supply above the current price of Nvda that could be potentially acting as levels of resistance. So this is looking super bullish, and yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. I mean, I think that we have a correction due for Nvda eventually coming up. But if you ask me, I think that that correction is very likely to occur once the stock split occurs, which is going to be in, I don't know, like 8 or 9 days from now. Yeah. AMD, please. Sure. And NDM. Well, I have a lot of time that I haven't gone over. That's Nano Dimension and NDM. AMD, Palo Alto Networks. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at AMD. Advanced micro devices. So it went up today 0.97%, and it closed the trading session at $166.75. Guys, what have I been telling you about AMD? The 100-day moving average and some anchor VWAPs that I have been pointing out on my most recent live streams for you guys. Take a look at the 100-day moving average. This white line, this blue line that you guys can see over here. This 100 DMA has turned into an absolute nightmare for AMD. It's been impossible, but literally impossible to close one single trading session above this 100-day moving average. So take a look, guys. The bulls have failed recently right at this 100-day moving average on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because we didn't see a test of this 100-day moving average today. So the bulls haven't been able to close one single trading session above the 100-day moving average since May 16th. And they have failed right at this moving average on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 occasions. This area is absolutely critical. And on top of that, I am going to add some anchor VWAPs. So the 100 DMA is signaling as of now $170. Fair enough. But take a look, guys. If I pull up here some anchor VWAPs or some anchor volume weighted average price lines, what do we see? Take a look. Over here, we have the convergence of two very important anchor VWAPs. So this one, the blue one that I am pointing out with my mouse, comes from the first trading session of this year. And over here, we have buyers trapped with an average price of $170. And this other anchor VWAP that I am pointing out with my mouse, the white one, comes from none other than the all-time highs of AMD, which AMD hit back on March 8th. So these market participants have an average price on their positions, on their losing positions, of $170. So we have a massive, but massive level of overhead supply above the current price of AMD, between $170 and $171. So if you guys want to go long AMD, you need to necessarily see AMD consolidating above 171 bucks. So above the two anchor VWAPs that I just showed you guys, and above the 100 period or 100-day moving average. Other than that, guys, this stock is a no touch from a long standpoint. Okay. To the downside, let me zoom out here a bit. Let me see. Over here, we have the convergence of the 20-day moving average, this pink line that you guys can see over here, with a previous support for AMD back from May 23rd at around 158 bucks. So this is an area at which AMD is likely to come across with buyers, potentially 158 bucks. But this wouldn't be the trade that I would be interested in the case of AMD, guys. I would like to see buyers like showing strength. Like, okay, guys, let's go. We recaptured the 100-day moving average. We recaptured the two anchor VWAPs, the one that comes from the all-time highs and the one that comes from the first trading session of the year. Let's go. That would be, in my opinion, a buy signal for AMD. Let's take a look at the market structure of advanced micro devices. Oh my god, guys, I need to close a trade here. I live for you guys. Take a look. I purchased 35 shares of Zscaler as soon as the trading session closed, as soon as the new earnings report of Zscaler came out, and I am making money over here live. Take a look while I am streaming for you guys. Take a look. So I purchased once the earnings report of Zscaler came out. I am usually trading earnings reports, guys. But I am not gambling on earnings reports, obviously, right? Like most of you guys do, which is a losing strategy. Some people buy calls, buy puts. So I purchased 35 shares of Zscaler at $177.94, and I just closed this position at $184. I ended up making over here like 200 bucks, I think. $215. How about that, huh? So I am making money here while I am going live for you. I was taking a look at Zscaler as I was streaming for you guys. So I was going to take a look at what? Let me see. Yeah, guys, I just closed the trade in front of you. We were going to take a look at the market structure of AMD. Let's go ahead and take a look. And guys, I need to tell my guys that I am closing this trade. So let me do it quickly. And sorry for the inconvenience, guys. Hold. I need to post this trade on my Patreon like right away. So hang in there. Just give me a few seconds, guys. Sorry about that. Hold. I need to do this quickly. Sorry about that, guys, but this is going to take me only a few seconds. So hang in there. I'll be back with you guys. Thanks, guys. Yeah. This is great. Okay, let me see. And I also closed a trade with Dell Technologies. I purchased 50 shares and I closed a trade with a nice profit. So, tier 4 closed. Wow. Let me do it quickly. Hold. Wow, this was a very nice evening. And with this report, let me see. No, I need to. Okay. Yeah. Okay, sorry, guys. Okay. This was like how many shares, guys? Sorry. 35 shares. Okay. 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 Okay, thanks. Thanks for being patient, guys. So, why shares and net options? You cannot buy options after hours, Steve. You can only buy shares. So what I do, guys, my system, and this system works, believe me, I am not gambling on earnings. I just wait for the earnings report to come out, and if I see that the report came out better than expected, and if the expected move hasn't been exhausted, I buy shares. And I have made very good money doing this, guys. Very good money doing this. I am trading earnings reports on a constant basis. And I did it today with Dell Technologies, and I just did it with Zscaler. And I closed the trade right in front of you guys. So good, very good. Can't complain about it, okay? And again, gambling on earnings via calls or puts is a losing strategy, so don't do it. I don't do it. I never, ever gamble on earnings, okay? I just buy shares if the conditions that I need are met, okay? Yeah, sure, absolutely. Okay, we were going to take a look at the market structure of AMD. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Okay, so take a look. The demand is going down and the supply is rising. The supply is slightly rising, but it is rising. And the demand is going down, so I don't know, guys. The imbalance that I see from a market structure standpoint doesn't benefit the buyers. So in my opinion, AMD is an absolute no touch below $170. $172. Okay, I take that back. $172. Wait for buyers to show strength here in the case of AMD, okay? Okay, let's keep going. 5:36 p.m. Okay, let's go over Apple. How about Apple? AAPL. Alrighty. So Apple went up today 0.53%, and it closed the trading session at $191.29. Let me see. I didn't keep an eye on Apple today. This is a good-looking chart, guys, that is suggesting more upside for Apple. So Apple is, as of now, trading above the 100, the 200-day moving average, the 20-day moving average, which happens to be upward sloping. That's positive. And the bulls held today as support, and yesterday as well, this 5-day moving average at around $190. This technical chart suggests that we have higher prices coming up for Apple more likely than not. We can argue that the 100 DMA, the 100-day moving average, is downward sloping. It is trying to kind of, you know, it is trying to let's say start to rise, but it is still kind of downward sloping. So I mean, that is something that we can point out as quote unquote negative. But other than that, guys, as long as Apple remains trading above 100, we can round this up, $190, so above the 5-day moving average, this could be signaling that the bulls are gathering momentum in order to fill two potential gaps to the upside. The first one, $195. This is a previous resistance at which Apple failed at on May 24th. And what about a second gap to the upside up to $197, previous resistance back from late January? So this chart is suggesting more upside for Apple. And take a look, guys. So on a day in which the tech sector went down a lot, because I just showed you this. Take a look, guys. So the tech sector was the worst performing sector today. It went down 2.28%. And Apple obviously belongs to the tech sector. It got to be the second largest holding inside the tech sector. And despite the fact that the tech sector went down today, Apple was able to pull off a green day. What is that saying, guys? That speaks about relative strength in the case of Apple. Very, very, very positive for the former largest stock market cap wise of the markets. So above $190, I think we have higher prices coming up for Apple. Let me take a look at the market structure of Apple. AAPL, what do we see here? Let's see. Apple. No. Take a look. So over here, and despite the fact that the chart looks very good, despite the fact that the 100-day moving average is not upward sloping, but it might start to upward slope sooner rather than later. Take a look at how the demand is going down. Remember, this is a market structure chart. On top of this chart, you guys can see the demand, and at the bottom, you guys can see the supply. So the demand is going down, and the supply is rising. So be careful here, because we are seeing an imbalance that is starting to favor the sellers. So if you guys see Apple breaking to the downside this 5-day moving average, so not being able to hold as support $190, we could see some sort of drop here down to the upward sloping 20-day moving average at $187. And by the way, this upward sloping 20-day moving average that is signaling as of now $187 happens to coincide with a previous resistance back from early March at $187. So maybe we could see a little drop down to $187. And since this 20-day moving average is upward sloping, it is very likely to act as support if tested. Okay, remember that the slope of the moving averages is very important. If a moving average is upward sloping and it is tested to the downside, it is somehow likely to act as support. And anchor VWAPs, I don't think we have a lot of buyers trapped in the case of Apple. Let me see. AAPL, let's see. Apple, alrighty, let's see. No, nothing, guys. No, nothing meaningful. I mean, nothing at all, actually. So this white anchor VWAP that I am pointing out with my mouse comes from the all-time highs of Apple. Over here, these market participants are making money. They have an average price of $180. So long story short, guys, we don't have important levels of overhead supply above the current price of Apple. So if the bulls hold as support this 5-day moving average, we have higher prices on deck for good old Apple. Do you think Apple can hit new all-time highs of 200? Yeah, I mean, the technical chart says so. The market structure is kind of, flashing a tiny red light. But I think if the markets keep going higher, guys, yeah, Apple could be having an appointment with all-time highs sooner rather than later. Yeah. And again, guys, I just told you, in my opinion, and I said this last Thursday, the breadth that we are seeing in the market. Today we had a positive breadth because the Russell 2000 went up and most of the sectors closed in positive territory. But other than today's trading session, the breadth that we have seen has been negative. We have like some sort of, I would say we have like some sort of hyper concentration on Nvda for whatever reason, okay? So the markets until yesterday weren't looking healthy at all, like at all. So I still think that we have another leg down coming up. That's my personal opinion. And maybe tomorrow the core PCE comes out softer than expected and we see a positive reaction. Maybe we end up having a gap and crap. But the markets until yesterday, and we'll see what happens tomorrow, we're looking like, exhausted. Like we cannot keep going higher. But I don't know if for any reason we keep going higher, Apple, and taking a look at this technical chart, could be hitting all-time highs sooner rather than later, I would say. Palantir, Palantir. This morning we had good news about Palantir. So they were awarded a new contract from the Department of Defense with an initial order of $153 million. So they got a new contract, but I think that the contract is larger than $153 million, guys. I think I saw something like $450 million. So good news for Palantir in general terms. So Palantir, the Messi of artificial intelligence, went up today 3.77%, and it closed the trading session at $21.73. So today Palantir, yeah, I mean, this is a brand new higher high over here, guys, in the case of Palantir. So PLTR is trading as of now above all the moving averages, above the 200, the 5-day, the 100, the 20-day moving average. So I don't know, guys. I would say that as long as the bulls remain trading above the 100 DMA, so above $21.80, and taking into account that today we got good news, Palantir could be heading higher over here, yeah. So what? Say that you guys see Palantir consolidating above $22-ish, so slightly above the 100-day moving average tomorrow. What would be the next potential gap over here? What about $23, a previous resistance? This is a previous resistance back from late April, but also a previous resistance at which Palantir failed on multiple occasions back in early and mid-April. So this could potentially be the next gap to the upside of Palantir. If we were able to take this trade the way that I am describing it over here, say from $22-ish up to $23, this could represent a 4.65% profit trade. Nothing to sneeze at in the case of Palantir. So above $22, bullish for Palantir. Let's see the market structure of PLTR and some anchor VWAPs. In order to determine potential areas of resistance. The market structure is reflecting pretty much a tie between buyers and sellers. So the demand is flat and pretty much at the same level of the supply. Yeah, this is a tie. So between buyers and sellers from a market structure standpoint. So as long as the bulls of Palantir remain above $22, we can make a case. We can make a bullish case here for Palantir. And if we take a look at anchor VWAPs, let's see, what is the anchor of good old Palantir? Let me see. PLTR, Palantir Technology. So we have a, okay, let me display an anchor VWAP from the last earnings report of Palantir. And take a look, guys. Take a look at this anchor VWAP that I just displayed here for you guys. Take a look, this blue one, this blue line that I am pointing out with my mouse. So this is an anchor volume weighted average price line that comes from the last earnings report of Palantir. And take a look. These market participants have an average cost of $22. $22, exactly. So this reinforces my idea that if Palantir can consolidate above the 100-day moving average, and at the same time, if Palantir can consolidate above $22, because over here we have the convergence of the 100-day moving average and the anchor VWAP that comes from the last earnings report of Palantir. So that would be bullish behavior, and that could be potentially signaling that we have higher prices on deck for Palantir. There you go. What do you think? The bread recipe 5 cross over 13. What moving average are you talking about, Kiko? Let me know. Mine one 22.58. Yeah, I mean, yeah, 22.58. Yeah, kind of. So there's a gap, a potential gap over here up to 22.90, 23. Yeah, we can make that case. Yeah. Something in that neighborhood. Yeah, agreed. Okay. So I think NNDM, is that Nano Dimension? Let's see. I haven't taken a look at this stock in a long time. A penny stock, so not my cup of tea, definitely. So NNDM went up today 1.13%, and it closed the trading session at $2.68. I don't trade penny stocks, guys, so you know that that's someone else's specialty. When I say someone else, I am talking about Alpha Trader. So he's the man in order to trade penny stocks. I don't know. I mean, as of now, NNDM is trading above all the moving averages, the 5, the 100, the 20, the 200. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't trade these kind of penny stocks, guys, because the volume with which these penny stocks usually trade with is super low. So, you know, the movements that they can suddenly make depending on a buy order or a sell order. I am talking about a large buy order or a large sell order. So that kind of orders could be affecting in a massive way the price action of these stocks. They are very sensitive to potential large buy or sell orders. So that's why I don't like to trade penny stocks. But I don't know, guys. I mean, as of now, this stock is trading above all the moving averages. So maybe above $2.80, which is a previous resistance at which NNDM has been failing on multiple occasions recently. Maybe this could be opening, you know, the door for higher prices above $2.80. But again, don't quote me on this because this is not my specialty. Okay, I don't trade penny stocks, guys. So I don't have much to say about Nano Dimension. What is a good spot to write PANW? Palo Alto Networks got killed today, guys. Thanks to CRM. Yeah, this was a stock that didn't benefit and that was negatively affected by the earnings report of CRM. I mean, most of the software stocks got killed today, guys. CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, obviously CRM. So Palo Alto went down today 4.47%, and it closed the trading session at $293.18. Yes. Wait for buyers to step in here, guys. We can make a case that we have the 200-day moving average signaling $280, $281 to be more accurate. If I draw a line over here, guys, we can say that the 200-day moving average is coinciding with a previous resistance back from mid-April and with a previous support back from early May of this year. So this could be a potential area of support for Palo Alto near $281. But ideally, guys, what we want to see here is buyers stepping in, and we want to see Palo Alto showing some sort of strength. What would it be? Well, maybe Palo Alto recapturing the 100-day moving average. So Palo Alto trading above $305. So I wouldn't be trying to guess a bottom here, guys. And I would rather seeing buyers stepping in and having Palo Alto going higher. And I would be very interested, guys, in starting a position in Palo Alto above $305, recapturing the convergence actually of the 20 and the 100-day moving average. This would be the trade that I would be interested in the case of Palo Alto, rather than guessing a bottom here at $281. Okay, so don't buy the dip, guys. Buy strength after the dip. Let me take a look at the market structure of PANW. Let's see, PANW, Palo Alto Networks. Let's see. Yeah, the market structure doesn't look good, guys. The demand is going down. We can also make a case that the supply is going down on below average, but the technical chart doesn't look good. This stock got killed today, and the demand is going down as well. So I would stay away from it until I see some sort of strength and a recapture of $305 for Palo Alto. Let's see, guys, if I see any anchor VWAPs here that are worth pointing out. So PANW, guys, and this has been a long stream, right? Wow, an hour and 4 minutes. Time flies. Okay. Palo Alto. Let's see. So we have, so this first anchor VWAP that I am pointing out with my mouse comes from the all-time highs of Palo Alto networks. Over here, we have an average price of $295. So this could be an interesting level, guys, if I can see Palo Alto consolidating above $295. And why? Well, because the bulls would be defending this anchor VWAP that comes from the all-time highs of Palo Alto. So we have buyers trapped here. And the fact that Palo Alto can recapture and consolidate above $295 could be positive. That could be signaling that these buyers are not selling out of Palo Alto, as of now at least. So that could be signaling some sort of strength, some sort of conviction coming from these market participants that started positions in Palo Alto when this stock hit its most recent all-time highs. This was back on February 14th. So maybe above 295, I would give it a thought. And I would need to see most of the software stocks, going up as well, guys. CrowdStrike and Snowflake and yeah, and why not? Obviously, CRM. Above 295, I would give it a thought. Ideally above $307 approximately. Okay, guys. Great shirt. Long time, and you even made some bucks. Yeah, I was able to make some money while streaming for you guys. How about that? $220, guys. I was kind of distracted, guys, because I was streaming for you, but at the same time, I was taking a look at Zscaler. So guilty as charged. If you noticed like more mistakes than usual, I can justify myself because I was talking about stocks and, breaking down stocks for you and talking about the core PCE report that was going to come out. But at the same time, I was taking a look at Zscaler because I opened a position today after hours. So, okay, guys, let's wrap it up. Thank you very much for tuning in. And remember that tomorrow my pre-market commentary is going to be posted later than usual. We need to wait for the core PCE to come out, and we need to see whatever the price action says. And I am going to be posting my pre-market commentary at around 9:15 a.m. And we'll see what happens, guys. Maybe we will see fireworks tomorrow. Who knows? We're here to help. And for me, guys, it is super important knowing that you guys find value on the stuff that I am posting on Discord. When I see you guys letting me know that the information that I am posting is helping you out to make better trading decisions when it comes to the SPY, that means a lot to me, guys, for real. Because I have to make a big effort, guys, in order to post information that I post on Discord, because I am posting that information for you guys on Discord. And at the same time, I am narrating the training session for my guys in Spanish, on my Patreon and stuff like that. So I am doing like 1 million things at the same time, and I try to do the best I can for you guys. So I'm glad I am actually helping you guys out. Okay, thank you, guys. Go grab a beer, and I will see you guys on Discord. Okay, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Take care, guys.